They heard a conversation. They wondered what they were talking about. Apito came forward to the Colosseum. Ramus-sama, I'm next. I would like to try out my newly acquired power. Done. Then, Apito-chan is next. Dino understood what she was saying. Oh, so that's how it is, he says, recognizing the fact that he is being used as a test subject. You're kidding me, Ramus. You're bullying me, you know. What? You're the only one who's targeting my weak self. There were many things he wanted to say, but they were all excuses. Dino knew that, so he swallowed his words tightly. So, let's begin. Seeing that Dino would not talk back, Ramus announced the start of the match without hesitation. With this, the second fight started for Dino. Dino was at the mercy of Apito's speed. With the great sword on his back, Dino could not even catch Apito's after images. Apito's fists are fast. Moreover, there was a sharp needle sticking out, and all of her speed was concentrated in it. Apito's needle was stuck in Dino's arm, which he thought he evaded. The impact was surprisingly light, or rather, too light. It was not a real fist, but a virtual one. What do you think? How's my phantasm needle tasting? Apito asked Dino with a smile. It was not a shock but a pain that was delivered to Dino's soul. Ow, ow. As a spiritual life form, Dino, of course, possesses pain nullification. Therefore, feeling real pain was an experience that he had not had for a long time. As if to mock Dino, who had naively thought that he would be able to handle the next death, his soul was complaining of pain. Dino rolled over and cried out in extreme pain. Apito does not attack Dino, but watches him happily. Like a merciless queen, she is always on the side of the weak and helpless. This is the will of Ramus, the master of the labyrinth. In fact, Apito's phantasm needle did no physical damage. Even a lethal attack would not work against a high-ranking spirit like Dino. Apito, thinking so, set the lethal attack to be triggered multiple times, so that Dino's instincts would send out a strong danger signal. This means that instead of making each attack less powerful, it has a lasting effect. Each time the attack is repeated, Dino must resist. Then, Dino's survival instincts will consider the phantasm needle as a danger, and he will resist more violently. As a result, Dino's mental structure overreacted to the phantasm needle, just as an overactive immune system attacks its own body, and the power of the needle was increased beyond what was necessary. This is the reason why Dino felt intense pain. Dino was not attacked by Apito, but by his own defensive reaction to the signal, he was feeling pain. It seems to be very effective. Apito was satisfied that she had caused Dino to feel extreme pain. If Apito's intention had been read and Dino had accepted the phantasm needle, nothing much would have happened without much effect. However, once the effect is established, it is irresistible. This was the true value of the ruthless resistance breaking factor developed by Apito. Once the effect was established, Dino's fate was already in Apito's hands. You're dirty. Do you enjoy hurting me? Don't you think Rimuru will be sad that you're being such a coward? Shut up. There's nothing dirty or clean in this fight. If you win, you're good. If you lose, you die. That's the ironclad rule, Rimuru-sama said. Apito rebukes Dino for his outburst. Dino's thorough victory supremacist statement prevents Dino from making any further rebuttal. Kumara nodded her head in agreement. She said, that's right. Adults are dirty creatures. They win by any means. Beretta seems to be a little bit taken aback by what they say. However, she did not say anything. I have a feeling that Rimuru-sama's statement is getting more and more misinterpreted, but I guess it's not wrong if I take it correctly. Beretta is feeling a little unsure of herself. Unlike Beretta, who is a sensible person, Apito is a very optimistic person. They are so harsh that Apito's mentor, who is not here but is training with Apito, is described as still kind enough to say it with words. This is probably due to the fact that Apito's mentor was Hinata. Hinata was also merciless to her enemies, and Apito has inherited such a character. Apito is quiet only when she is scolded by Zijin. Now that Zijin does not say anything, no one can stop her. Apito smiles a lecherous smile and holds up her beautiful hand toward Dino. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Calm down and let's talk about it. We'll understand each other. I think we can understand each other. Dino tried hard to calm Apito down. But it was no use. Maybe so. But Apito smiled benevolently at Dino's suggestion, but what followed was disturbing. Dino hides his uneasiness and asks with a hopeful expression on his face. But it's my job to hurt you. Apito then stabbed Dino with a smile. Dino's scream echoed through the Colosseum. Ow. Wait. No. It hurts. It really hurts. With teary eyes near tears, Dino runs away from Apito as if rolling away from her. He begged for mercy, but Apito did not stop. 3 times after that, he stabbed Dino with the phantasm needle. Ramus was delighted at this. Hoo. How do you like that, Dino-chan? If you cry and apologize to me, I'll forgive you, won't I? Hearing this, Dino was furious. No, he was not. I'm crying. I'm crying already. Besides, I've been apologizing for a long time, Ramus. Dino desperately pleaded, please forgive me. It was not indignation, but rather a brilliant cry down, reminiscent of a crying baby. But irresponsible is Ramus. She does not take responsibility for her words, but tells Dino to continue the attack. You're too soft, Dino-chan. In the first place, since you betrayed my pure heart, it's against my honor to forgive you so easily. You'd better reflect a little more so that you won't betray me again. That's all I'm saying. Beretta-san, Apito-san. Dino's appeal only brought the worst result by forcing Beretta to participate again. Dino was buried in the ground again and tortured by Apito without being able to move. Dino's sad screams echoed through the Colosseum, and the intruders knew the horror of Ramus. It was almost the end of the time for Dino's punishment. At the same time, the time for Dino to make a decision was approaching. In the control room, Ramus's happy laughter echoed. Dino's crying face was seen, and he seemed to have lost some of his composure. Trainee was looking at them happily, but Benimaru was quite disappointed. No, it was Dino who betrayed us first, so he deserved it. But still, Benimaru's beliefs made him reject the idea of beating one person by many. It would have been a different story if this was a war, but it was a sanction against Dino. Commander-in-Chief, isn't this too much? Don't worry. I gave Dino-chan the resurrection bracelet so he wouldn't die. No, that's not the point. On the big screen, Kumara had replaced Apito. Beretta has also pulled out, and it is now one-on-one battle. The picture is better than the previous one because of the mock battle style. Still, Ramus was looking at the big screen with a satisfied look on her face. Benimaru guesses from his appearance that the purpose of the fight is not only to sanction Dino. Dino is tougher than I thought. Ramus says. Well, he is like that now, but if he had been serious, we might have lost. Benimaru answered honestly. Well, I think they probably know that Zijin is an impostor. Ramus agreed with Benimaru's opinion. Ramus knew from the beginning that Dino was not going to be serious. He is still crying behind the screen, but that is just to keep Ramus company. It is Dino's way of apologizing, though he does not say it in words. Ramus knew it well. However, that was that. She was just too determined to get a revenge on Dino, because it was important for her to get a revenge. Well, I guess I'll let you off like this. I'm sure you will. Benimaru let out a sigh of relief. Well, I managed to defeat all of the other kids at least once, and I managed to kill Dino at least twice. Isn't it about time you realize how you're being controlled? Though spoken casually, this is exactly what Ramus really meant. Of course, she was serious about punishing Dino, but she also wanted to free his friend from unreasonable restraints. So that's what this is all about, isn't it? You're the merciful one, Ramus-sama. Trainee, Traya, and others praised Ramus. If Beretta had been there, she would have thought, that's no good. Dino-chan, you're missing the point. He thinks I'm cunning and no one can cheat me. Right. Are you an idiot? Dino would have shouted objection if he heard this, but he is not here. There is no one to stop Ramus, and the truth is spreading to everyone. Rumors are scary, Benimaru thought. However, there were some things that Ramus's words could not be ignored. As Rimuru and others often said, those who claim they are not fooled are the ones who fall into the trap when they are fooled. It seems that they are too embarrassed to admit that they have been cheated. This seems to increase the damage even more, and the ability to honestly admit one's mistake is an important part of what to do after a failure, according to Dino. In this respect, if Dino had admitted his mistake earlier, he would not have been made to cry so much. Benimaru thought that he could have done more, though he could not move so freely because of Feldway's control. Nevertheless, if the question was whether he was an idiot or not, the answer was obvious. Well, yes, I guess so. Benimaru agreed with Ramus while keeping his words vague. Dino's story is not a matter for others. Benimaru was secretly reflecting on the fact that he had a similar aspect to Dino. Benimaru decided to digress as if to cover his mistake. So, Ramus-sama, what is the current rate of progress? Well, we completed the isolation of the hierarchy. And as for the erosion rate of Vega, it's about 90% of the isolation space. That's good. So, Zijin is working. Yes. They can't wait to see it. Ramus and Benimaru nodded at each other. As you can see from this conversation, Zijin in front of Dino was an illusion. This is also the reason why Dino felt Zijin's presence was not so strong. And even though Dino was aware of this, he was still following Ramus's revenge. And Ramus had already forgiven Dino. So, the only remaining problem is Vega. This problem has already been taken care of. Quietly and surely. The defense phase had already moved into its final phase. The atmosphere in the control room became calm as Ramus was satisfied. Everyone knew that Ramus had an agenda. So did Shuna. Although she is not as paranoid as Trainee and the others, there must be a reason why she is hurting Dino so much. The reason became clear to them when they heard Ramus's comment. Everyone agreed. Normally, she would not have hurt Dino so persistently. Ramus, despite his extreme words and actions, is very tolerant of his nature. In other words, he is not easy to deal with. Therefore, it was thought that Ramus would not carry her grudge against Dino that long. But when they started not once, but twice, and even a third time, there must have been a purpose. Seeing Ramus in high spirits, Shuna had an epiphany. I see. She wanted to get Dino-sama back, didn't she? If so, Ramus's attitude was understandable, and they could understand the intention of the repeated sanctions. Ramus, Dino, and Feldway, who were joking around with each other, were divided into friend and foe, which was not the intention of either of them. Ramus wanted Dino to be released as soon as possible. For this reason, she had been obsessed with Dino to this extent, trying to find a chance to break the control of his authority. That is why she was so angry at Dino's fluent behavior. Shuna guessed that this was probably the reason. If that was the case, she thought that she would help out a little. Shuna made up her mind. Dino is good friends not only with Ramus, but also with Rimuru. Rimuru would not want to lose a friend here. Shuna turned her determined gaze to the big screen. At that moment, Shuna's unique skills analyst and creator are changed. Confirmed. Individual. In response to Shuna's wish, unique skills analyst and creator are integrated. Success. It was reborn as ultimate skill Yaoyorozu. It was an event like a miracle. This must be the will of Rimuru-sama, after all. Shuna smiles. The all-seeing eyes turned to Dino and the others. They were very gentle and compassionate, as if they could forgive and guide anyone.